Coordinated, episode 302. Hot topic, exam only. Greetings, AP coordinators. I'm Karli Suge, school counselor and AP coordinator.
And I'm Abby McCrate, also a school counselor and, of course, an AP coordinator. Thanks for joining us. It's Monday, November 17th, 2025. And Karli and I are here to let you know what's trending in the AP coordinator world, our world.
That's right. We have passed our November 14th final ordering deadline, but that doesn't mean we've stopped fielding requests. One type of request we might continue to receive is from students who want to take an AP exam, but who are not in the AP class at our school.
Yes, these might be students who don't go to our school, students who are homeschooled, or students at our own school who were unable to fit a particular AP course in their schedule. Although, hopefully, those types of students let you know they needed an exam before the November 14th deadline.
And today, we're going to talk about all things exam only. Who those students are, how we can help them, and yes, just maybe a couple viable options for them to have access to resources in AP Classroom. It's time to talk possibilities. It's time to talk options. It's time to find new ways to help support AP students. It's time to get coordinated.
Hey, Karli.
Hey, Abby.
How are you feeling this morning? The November 14th final ordering deadline came and went, and now all is well?
All is well. I am so excited that November 14th is behind us and we can start looking towards wrapping up the rest of 2025.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know why I still feel like when we approach November 14th or whatever the final ordering deadline is, a little bit nervous, a little bit worried. I don't know why, right? Because like my stuff's in, it's ordered. But now just passing it, we're done. That's good.
Yes.
Just like last time we
agreed.
Check, it's over.
Mm.
But okay. So I wanted to open our conversation today with one thing that has happened to me a handful of times in the weeks leading up to November 14th. Now, I have gotten some emails from both students outside of my school and from students at my school who wanted to sign up to take an exam with us this coming May. Now, these students were not enrolled in the corresponding AP course, so they weren't on my radar, so to speak. I thought that today we could talk about exam-only students, how to best support them, options we have as AP coordinators to help them. Helping is what we do best, right?
Absolutely. As AP coordinators / counselors, counseling, helpers, that's what we love. I love this, Abby. Sounds good to me. Exam only is definitely a trending topic this time of year, and I imagine many of our AP coordinator friends will continue to field these requests from exam only students, even as the school year continues to go on.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I know I often get emails from parents and students right before the November final ordering deadline, which I was saying just happened, fresh in my mind. But then again, I'll get them after the deadline. I'll get them in just about every month leading up to testing. So, I mean, is it the same for you? Are you getting these requests?
Absolutely. I feel like it's a relatively small number for me, but they can come at any time.
For sure. Well, okay, let's dive into exam only.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it. First, it's probably helpful for us to define what we mean by exam only. Who is an exam only student? These students generally fall into 4 categories. First, independent or self-study students that attend our school. Second, students who attend another school. Third, homeschooled students. And fourth, virtual school students. All of these students may be looking for a place to take their AP exams in May, and they may come to us looking for help.
Oh, that's right. I'll also give a reminder here that it is always up to us and our school districts or our school leadership. It's up to us as to whether or not we allow exam-only students to test at our school. So schools can take all of those types of students you mentioned, some of those students or none of those students. I know that a lot of times when you're a new AP coordinator and you get these requests, you maybe I know I did like early on, I felt like I had to accommodate them, right? Like you don't know what kind of agency you have. So just a reminder, it is up to us and our schools who will accommodate when they fall into these categories. Now, that being said, I feel like it's great for us to help as many students as possible if our schools allow it. So, well, speaking of, Karli, what about at your school? Do you allow all types of exam only students to test with you?
Yeah, I mean, if I can help, I would love to help. The students who want to take AP exams, that's who we're here to help, right? But
Right.
at my school, we offer exam only options to students who there's multiple high schools in our district. So if a student that goes to one of the high schools within our district wants to take an AP test for a class that perhaps they don't offer at their school site, we welcome them at Costa Mesa High School, as well as any homeschool or virtual school student who lives within our zone. We do that as well. What about you, Abby?
I would say I operate on a case by case basis. So, for students who already attend my school, yes, I am going to provide them the exam, even
Hmm.
if we don't offer the class. So, I often find like for the language exams, we offer French and Spanish at my school, but I will have students who want to take, for example, like Italian. And even though I'm not already offering that exam, I will do it for that student and I will have a proctor for that student because they attend my school. Now, for students who don't attend my school, it really depends on whether or not I'm already giving that exam. So, meaning, do I already have a proctor, right, that
Hmm.
I'm going to pay to give the exam? And if the testing room can accommodate an extra student or two. I do have so much sympathy for students who have to call around to schools looking for a place to test, right? So I want to try to help, but I want to balance that with the needs of the students who are already testing at my school.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Now that we have reviewed what kinds of students exam only refers to, let's talk about options we have to help those students, especially when it comes to accessing AP classroom resources.
Perfect idea because I have certainly had students come to me after they're enrolled in their exam only section and they ask me how they can access AP Classroom. Like, how can I have someone
Hmm.
assigning me all the good stuff that's in AP Classroom? Now, before we get into that, though, I suppose we should clarify that students who are taking the AP class through an online program or a virtual school, those students are going to have access to AP Classroom via that provider because they are going to what we call a teaching school via that online program or virtual school. And if we've allowed them to test with us, we're the testing school. So all they need from us in that scenario is for us to administer the exam.
That's right. But there are a few types of exam only students who won't have access to AP classroom resources. And these include students who do not attend our school, such
Mhm.
as homeschooled students or students who attend a school that does not offer AP.
Right. Or I suppose that could also be students who attend our school, but who are not enrolled in the AP course, likely due to scheduling conflicts, and want to take the corresponding AP exam. Like that brings to mind for me, I have a number of students this year who couldn't take AP US government and politics because of scheduling conflicts, and they still want to take the exam. So they're independently studying.
That's right. Or there's one more type, Abby. Or an independent study student, which is a student who attends our school, but who wants to take an AP exam for a course that is not offered at our school. Like you mentioned, Italian is something that comes up at your school.
Exactly. So any of those students would typically not have access to AP classroom resources since they do not have a teacher to assign those resources. Remember, there's no teacher assigned to a traditional exam only class section. If you've created an exam only class section in AP registration and ordering, you know what I'm saying here.
Yes. But Abby, we should also mention that there are free AP practice resources that exam only students can use, such as AP videos, and we will link those in the show notes for this episode.
Yes, wonderful. Okay, Carly. So let's say I have an exam only student self studying for the AP US Government and Politics exam. Are there any options for connecting this independently studying student to AP Classroom teacher assigned resources?
I'm so glad you asked this question, Abby, because yes, there are.
Hey.
There are a couple of options, but we should say from the outset that both of these options require an AP course audit authorized teacher who is willing to support the student or students.
Mm, okay, makes sense.
So, for the first option, in AP registration and ordering, we would use change section to move the student from an exam only section into an existing class section. The student is now added into the class section with other students who are taking the course, and that student will be able to access everything the teacher assigns.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing to note. Immediately after testing is complete, we would use that change section feature again to move the student back to the exam only section. Now, this part is critical because in order to provide accurate score report data, that separates students who are independently studying from those who are enrolled in the course.
Okay, that makes sense. I like that option because using the change section feature is really easy. I can take you from that class section and put you in exam only at the end to make those
Mhm.
score reports align with the types of students, right? And I think many teachers at my school would be happy to do what you just described for those students that I'm talking about, like the ones who attend our school but have to study independently because of like scheduling conflicts, right? However, I suppose I would just need to check with with the teachers of those classes first. And really, that would probably be the first step in making this happen.
Yes, that's a good point. And, well, get excited, Abby, because there's a second option that provides even more flexibility in terms of what resources the teacher assigns.
Oh, tell me more.
Okay, for this second option, we would create a new class section, but we would not click the button that makes it an exam only section. Since we didn't designate it as exam only, we will need to assign an AP course audit authorized teacher to the section. We would name the section, quote unquote, exam only.
Okay.
This means we've created a standard class section with the title of the section being exam only instead of, for example, I title my sections period 1 or period 2, so on. We can then use change section to move the student to this newly created section.
Mm. Okay, nice. I like how that option allows the teacher to tailor the AP classroom resources to each section of students. So, like, okay, these are my exam only students.
Mhm.
These are my students in the class studying with me every day or every other day. So it keeps the exam only students separate, which I know some teachers may prefer.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep. And who doesn't like having choice and flexibility? And since the AP teachers are the ones who are helping out the most here, let's set it up whatever way they want. It's pretty easy for us either way. And yeah, choice and flexibility, who turns that down?
No one, which is why I'm glad we had this conversation today, Carly. I have certainly learned some things about how I can best support exam only students. Options, choices, teamwork, supporting students. It all sounds good to me. We know how to do this. We know how to stay, you know, coordinated.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the show. I'll be coming to you next week from where I went to college in Arizona. Bear down.
Really? You went to college in Arizona? And I'll be back with you in 2 weeks to discuss what we're working on in December because Santa's making his list and so are we. Thank you, AP coordinators, for being with us through it all.
Because, as we know, no one does it better. AP coordinators, we are truly good as gold.
And maybe I just don't know. I'll say I'm good as gold.
Hey, AP coordinators, are you looking for quick answers to those common tasks we do in AP registration and ordering?
Especially some that we only do once a year, which, side note, Karli, for me, that is changing AP art and design portfolio types. I always need reminders about how to do that.
Absolutely, me too. Or would you like to teach your students how to troubleshoot their account login challenges before they come to you?
Mhm. If you answered yes to these questions, have we got the place for you?
The AP Coordinator Experience YouTube channel houses 4 different playlists as well as the Coordinated Podcast.
That's right, Karli, and it's an excellent resource. The playlist that might help us the most is the AP registration and ordering playlist. This features over 10 short videos on how to do everything in AP registration and ordering, from how to create a class section to my personal favorite, how to switch AP art and design exams, to how to switch students to late testing.
Support for AP students includes a video to help students troubleshoot any challenges they have when logging in to their College Board accounts. This is a favorite and a great way to ensure that our students are ready for exams in May.
We also have playlists for coordinators, the back to school workshops, and cue the excitement, a new playlist coming in January that will really help us out with another big topic. Stay tuned.
Visit the AP Coordinator Experience YouTube channel for all these videos and more.